these visuals behind us, a procession there, as you of course can see. Let's just listen in. And if you are wondering what you are seeing on your screens and that procession there and what exactly is going on, we have just the man with us in studio who's going to be explaining to us what exactly is unfolding right in front of our eyes. Brigadier General Andries Mahapa is with the SANDF and is going to be talking to us about what exactly is this moment. Brigadier, thank you so much for your time. Let's just talk briefly about what the viewers just witnessed.
Good evening, ma'am, and to the viewers as well. What we see here is the ceremonial guard awaiting the president so that the president can take a salute. That's what is going to happen for today.
Remind us again, who is it comprised of?
Ceremonial guard is the military falling under the support formation in the army. Remember, the army has 4 services with the army, the navy, air force, and military health services. So it's a component of the army or the National Ceremonial Guard.
And let's talk about what goes then into the preparation of this particular moment, and who among your own members can be able to take part.
All the members within the SANDF, they are trained in terms of ceremonial. From when you start your basic training, you are trained in terms of ceremonial, but this is a specialized field now because you go into several fields, the engineers, the personnel, the human resource, the catering and so forth. So this is a specialized field. After the basic training, then you choose which corps you want to belong to. So this is a specialized field. That's why it's called National Ceremonial Guard.
And people are just, wondering that as, they wait for the president. And of course, one of the most key things is that as he takes that national salute, then we are, of course, expecting, more to happen. Talk to us then about what happens immediately after he takes that national salute.
What's going to happen, there's going to be a 21-gun salute by the Mandela Artillery Regiment, which is placed here in Cape Town. And after that, simultaneously, there's going to be a 3 a hawk fly past. So during that process, then the president will take the salute as an acknowledgement of the flag and the pledge for South Africans.
Just if I may take you back, President General, this ceremonial guard, do they perform at all ceremonies, or are there different, for lack of a better word, units that, for example, do whether it's state visit or opening of parliament or funerals, or is it the same people?
It's the same people. Normally, we have ceremonial here in Cape Town. We have ceremonial guard also in Pretoria. They perform per request. Sometimes when there's a funeral, then they are there. When there's a flag hoisting parade, they are there. When there's a change of command, they are there. When the chief of the SNDF leaves office, another one takes over, they are there. So it depends on the request.
So is their job what? Drills, training, rehearsing? Is that all they do?
That's all they do. That's all they do. Unfortunately, they cannot go into a red line, But they are trained soldiers after all.
I was about to ask.
Yes, they are trained soldiers. Yes.
Now, Brigadier, one of the things that I mean, people always find very interesting is the fly past, and they just wonder, the kind of aircraft that we see fly past, and who are the pilots that would then be flying these particular machines.
We have 2 qualified pilots, and then 1 who's under training. So, which is very good, because it's competent enough that he can take that machine, the Hawk, on its own. I mean, the speed of 1,025 kilometers per hour. So that's a very competent person, understudied to do that.
I was about to ask if he's still training, if he's going to be doing.
Of course, he is training. Remember that before you are being taken into a Hawk, there are other aircraft that were being trained off. So this one is a fighter aircraft, basically used for search and rescue and for training as well.
And so when it comes then to when do you determine that they are ready even to be part of this understudy, because tonight they are going to be showcasing, and as they showcase, then you've got, let's say I'm training. When do you then decide that I'm now good enough to be part of this understudy and work with 2 pilots who are qualified?
They go through various training at Air Force. So the instructors at the Air Force, then they can say this member is now competent to fly solo. So once you have certain hours of flying, then they can let you fly alone.
Do they have to be trained soldiers, the pilots?
Yes, they are trained soldiers.
So if, for argument's sake, someone who's just from school, went to university or college, then became a pilot, if they want a career, to make a career out of flying those machines, you're saying they can't do that if they haven't done military training?
We do have members who come with licensed pilots, but they have to do the training in terms of the military, so that they understand how does the military work. As much as we have doctors, those doctors, they are also soldiers as well. Yes.
Now, I'm keen to, see that, I'm sure you can even see there on the monitor, if we can talk about these particular members that we are now seeing. Who are they, and what do they represent?
This is a tradition, long tradition of the Defence Force or the military, are the pipers. Normally during all the military ceremonial, we have the pipers. It's more like a Scottish kind of a history. So we have embedded into our military.
Why the Scots? Why not?
Because it's part of the military. So we felt that we should not get rid of it. It's like when we integrated post 1994, what is good, you keep it. What is bad, then you throw it out of the window.
What's our link with the Scottish?
That's the origin of it. That's where it came from originally. Okay. So as a defense force, we decided to form part of it.
I suppose they're also trained in the military as well.
Yes.
Now, I'd like us to talk about, I'm seeing them right now. They're waiting for the president to arrive. And I wonder, for a viewer watching tonight who is expecting, at a practical sense, for us to tell them that as soon as the president's motorcade arrives, what are they then expected to do?
What's going to happen first, we are going to receive the Deputy President, where he comes with 10 motorbikes. And then after that, then it will be the president with 16 motorbikes and the whole entourage of the president. And then all the members now will be required to be on attention while we are preparing to take the national salute, national anthem. And then the National Guard will play the national anthem. And then during that period, then the president will take the salute.
Any magic in the numbers, 10 versus 16?
There's no specific reason. There's no specific reason because probably the president, because being the commander-in-chief, obviously has to have more motorbikes in terms of the security, of course. Yeah.
And I wonder for, a viewer who's watching, because we've been seeing quite a lot recently of talk around the cutting back of costs. I'm saying that we don't need the pomp, we don't need the ceremony. The president could have done this even virtually. But when we were in the National Assembly, it's the first time we're at the City Hall, we'd see, as you alluded to, the 21-gun salute. Somebody who's watching tonight who says, why do we even need to have the 21-gun salute? What would you say to them is the significance?
I think it's critical that the South Africans, they need to understand that there's a need for the military. Because if you don't have your military, then your country is at stake. So this is another way of showing force, that you have the military that is there for South Africans, so that when we go to bed, we know that we are secure. It's a way of showing force, nothing else, just to show force. In terms of cutting the budget, it does not make any difference compared to the previous one. We are still keeping the same numbers. So in terms of the military, the numbers are still the same. We are still executing the same as required by the political heads.
So I take it as we sit here, we are safe, ne?
You are, of course, you are. Remember
as long as you don't loot and
remember that this preparation started some months ago, whereby the police, the intelligence, the SNDF, and they had to do the preparation in terms of the security. So all the assessment has been done. So we are safe.
And I was going to ask you about that, because one of the things that is important is for the military not to work in silos. I wonder how much of your integrated work did you have to do, in fact, with the different government departments, looking at state security, looking at the police and all of that?
We have what we call the National Joint Operations. That's where all security clusters meet and discuss all security aspects, all the necessary agencies within the security. Then they meet and discuss all the threats or possible threats that may happen. So all those issues have been addressed. So we are not working in silos.
And the brass band and the singers, where are those drawn from?
The Navy band is an entertainment band. So it's a professional singers. Like your earlier question, people come here with a professional qualification. Some are composers, some are this and that and that. Then they join the military. Before they wear that uniform, they have to go through the basic training, and then from there they specialize in terms of the musician.
I'd like to listen to them, just see if I can apply.
Vuyo, doesn't that song just remind you of Obrahu? When you kumbobela,
Like all
doesn't
the
it feel just
legends,
like,
yeah.
you know, one of those moments?
All the legends.
I feel like asking you to sing it for the viewers.
How much do you prepared to pay me?
I will try to figure out how much I have, but I know that between you and I, the viewers will be blessed to hear your voice other than mine.
No, that can't be an agreement. Let's go to the deputy
And
president.
we can see, and as we can see, the brigadier, the motorcade of the deputy president is arriving,
That's correct.
and
10 bikes.
it's 10 bikes there. 10.
Yeah, yes, 10
bikes.
motorbikes, yeah.
And then we're going to see 16 later.
That's correct, yeah.
Talk to us then about what we are seeing here.
Here we are seeing now the Deputy President arriving with 10 motorbikes and the whole entourage of the Deputy President, where he's going to debus, and then he's going to be welcomed also by the staff officers so that they can lead the Deputy President inside the house.
All right, let's just stay with these particular visuals for you as we see the Deputy President
It's
making his way.
the people who usually receive him is what the deputy speaker and the deputy chair of the NCOP. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yes.
In terms of the army, we have 2 staff officers that we refer to as aide-de-camps. It's 2 full colonels who are going to welcome the Deputy President. They are standing right on top of the stairs there from the medics. They are the ones who are going to receive them.
Are those the ones that are standing
Yes,
there
that's
right
correct.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
brown and
Yes, the brown and yes, that
Yeah.
other color.
All right.
and where are they drawn from? In other words,
It's military health services.
any specific reason?
We normally change it. Next year, probably, if we are going to have the SONA, it will be the Navy, and then the other year can be the Air Force. There's no specific reason. We just want to give other members an exposure.
In
I was
terms
about
of
to
rank,
ask, yeah.
In terms of ranks, has to be a full colonel.
And what does a full colonel mean then? Who is a full colonel?
A full colonel is a rank lower than mine. I'm the brigadier general. And then after a full colonel, then it becomes a brigadier general. From there, there's a major general, then there's a lieutenant general.
And I'm keen to find out what becomes your role then in this particular operation as the brigadier general.
Basically, I am here as a defense corporate communication. So that's my role. So I'm doing the communication of the whole of the National Defense Force.
So you're the man to ask.
Unfortunately, I'm the man to ask.
And as we can see, Vuyo, they're getting ready, and there's the Deputy President there, and there is, of course, you can see, Ntatele Chisatsenod. I can't help but each time I see him, think back to all those times when he had his hands full in Parliament.